Hi. Hi, everybody. We are Dicey Decisions, and we are streaming on Monday nights our campaign called Zeros to Heroes, where we started out at level 0 and we're all the way up to level 3 right now. This is episode 23. And if you're watching on Twitch, thank you for joining us. Sorry we missed last week. Things came up and we didn't have time to say anything, so we just didn't show up. We also have games on Friday nights. Unfortunately, we're off this week, but we are picking it up again next week. On Friday is our much bulkier campaign, which is going from level 3 to 20 eventually. And on that one, we're roughly the same place, episode 22 or something like that. Anyway, things are going really well. So, Dicey Decisions will be out on YouTube. If you want to share, please share this with people and tell them about us if you like what we're doing. And that would be good for our egos, if nothing else. Anyway, any shout outs for my co-conspirators here?
I have a shout out. Go.
No, you first. I have to
All right,
argue.
Juliet.
I have to
Juliet
argue with
first.
Twitch. You first.
My shout out is Baldur's Gate 3 because I'm still playing.
Ooh, is this your first playthrough?
My extended first playthrough, yes. I've been in my first playthrough since it released.
Nice. Okay.
But I'm at the end. I have to say though that this past week I uncovered the episodes that they've been doing recently where the Baldur's Gate cast, like Asterion and Karlach and all of that, do live D&D shows, and that has been very fun to watch. So recommend.
Cool. All right.
Sounds fun.
Becca?
Shout out Jason Cordova and Brindlewood Bay.
Ooh.
Which is a system I've been learning. Very, very cool. It was described to me as Murder, She Wrote meets H.P. Lovecraft, and it lives up to that. Everyone plays as an old lady, which is my kind of vibe. Murder mysteries, defeating a cult. It's very cool. I can't wait
Is this
to.
the one that's set in a nursing home?
No, it's not set in a nursing home, but now I'm going to go look that one up whenever we're done.
For some reason, I thought it was set in a nursing home. Well, maybe someone can do a campaign with a Brindlewood paint in a nursing home?
Or a nursing home. We don't discriminate. We're equal opportunity here. Whether you're a nurse or a nurse. We love you.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I got a shout out.
Go for it.
John, aka Stony, and I get together and do a bi-monthly podcast, and that's also on YouTube called The Banny and Gumi Show. If anyone wants to go check it out.
That's fun.
The Banny and Gumi Show?
Yeah.
How did I not know about this?
We have a catchy little tune. It goes like, "It's the Banny and Gumi Show." Yeah. We're on episode 3, and we're just kind of trucking along, paving way and becoming better at the sport/art that it is podcasting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have guests on? What do y'all talk about?
Not yet, but we are gearing towards that. It started off as us goofing around, and it's transitioning to exercise/fitness/health, into jokes, into just kind of like what we're on, what's on our mind, talking through like tough subjects sometimes, like, what do you think about this? Yeah, in our society it's kind of like, and sometimes it's a little denser and like tougher, but then sometimes it's like, anyways, yeah, so yesterday I ate this.
All right. Good one. Mel, do you have anything to shout?
Gosh, I feel like I should since I'm the last one. I'll shout out to the Gals and Goblins podcast because I went to a live show of theirs this weekend and they were great.
Oh my gosh,
they're in Austin. So
Gals and
Gals and
Goblins.
Goblins.
Gals and Goblins.
That's a podcast, you say?
Yes, I believe I haven't listened to the podcast, but I saw their live show.
I like gals and I like goblins.
Me
Yeah.
too.
That's fun.
And I'm
Oh.
going to shout out one of our cast members who is an author, Brandy Schoenberg, who's right over there, but you can't see her, who has written now and published 2 novels, fantasy novels. The first one's The Gate, and the second one is the something Crown. I'm reading it right now. How can I not remember? But anyway, it's out there. Brandy is a great writer, so look him up. Brandy Schoenberg. Book number 1 is The Gate. All right. Unless there's anything more. Anybody selling merchandise or anything? All right.
No, but I will next time.
Well, now that you've said.
The Heroes t-shirts sound good. So, without further ado, we will step forward a couple days in our story. Session 23. The dividing plains. Vast, stretching from horizon to horizon for hundreds of miles. Rolling landscapes of tall grasses, rarely interspersed with stands of thin, twisted trees. The plains ecosystem is populated with a wide array of wildlife, from huge herds of auroch, hadrosaurs, and other grazing creatures to roving hunting predators, wolves, terror birds, saber-toothed cats, and even rarely the creatures of nightmare. Boulettes, perhaps, hill giants, and sometimes a passing dragon.
Whoa.
The tall grasses can provide some cover, but exposure from above leaves all feeling vulnerable. Yesterday you left your home again, headed west for the great city of Iman. Your job is to range to the north of the main road, scouting for anything irregular or potentially dangerous. The idea is not to engage. No one expects you to solve their problems, just to report in if you find anything suspicious. Contrary to what Damon said, the horses you're on belong to soldiers who are no longer able to use them. You were requisitioned these horses with the trust that you would return them in as good a shape as possible. The sergeant, Sergeant Cotton, a grizzled halfling with scarred hands, gave you vague instructions. He mentioned nothing about the waiver you signed. He gave you each a handful of 15 silver, a week's worth of dried rations, and triple water skins. The look on his face said enough. He didn't have answers for you. He just wanted to keep his charges safe, and that's as far as could be from what he felt right now. A steady stream of Gladewell citizens stretched far ahead down the road as you guided your horses to the north. 3 or 4 leagues away, combing the landscape, is what you were asked. Keep a sharp eye, Cotton said. Haul your asses back as fast as possible if you see something. We need warning sooner than later. The look he gave you said he was forced to trust you, and the look said he didn't trust anything. You've seen that look on all your friends' faces. So you water your horses at the occasional puddle or narrow brook. Of course, the horses have plenty of food in the grasslands. And last night you sat around a campfire rereading the notes you found in the governor's safe. Last night the answers were still as far away from you as they were before, perhaps farther. It's very hard to start a jigsaw puzzle when most of the pieces are missing. You didn't have to take this job. You could have evacuated with the rest. You didn't have to push things to this length, but you've crossed the line in the sand. You're in, like it or not. The first night passed without incident. Though you heard coyotes yapping in the distance, Fern watched as a young fox sniffed at the edges of the camp. Sonny and Grim heard a snake slither by, seeking rodents. You may not have slept peacefully, but you did sleep. And now, your band ranges through the prairie, distanced by a couple hundred yards between each of you, scanning the horizon, your vision focusing near and far, left and right, above, and even back over your shoulders. You've staggered yourselves to cover the best range of area while still within hearing distance of one another. Occasionally, you range closer to one another to discuss points of interest, random thoughts, or a particular clue. The afternoon sun beats down, causing your horses to travel more slowly, causing those of you with hats to pull the brim lower as the sun stares you in the face. Another evening is drawing near, and nothing of real interest has occurred yet today. That's the good news. Please roll perception checks.
Here we go.
And
Does
now the
Graham
bad
get a roll
news.
a perception check as well?
Sure.
Or do you want me to roll with advantage? What would you?
Up to you.
Not bad. 19 for Fern.
Well, for Pieta.
Ooh, that's a natural 20 for a 22.
Nice.
Wow.
All right. Got a 7. However, Grim, being so wise, got an 18.
Of course. So, Sonny is enjoying reaching down and pulling off the occasional top of the grass and chewing on the little sweet stem and then throwing it out and getting a new one. She'll occasionally glance around, but everything seems fine. It's late in the day. It's hot. Sonny's starting to think about setting up a campfire and getting off the horse and rubbing her butt a little bit because it's starting to hurt.
I believe I got a giant goat, if that is still allowed.
Right. Sorry,
Okay.
the goat.
This is true.
Stony, who's being played by me tonight because John isn't with us at the moment. Stony is riding his horse with no hands. He just kicks it into action every once in a while. He has drifted a little bit farther back, but he's got the runes in the air around him and he's moving stuff around and he's just thinking, and there's like a little globe of runes traveling with him as he putters around, and his little CC is slowly circling around him and his horse.
Give us your best John impression.
Best John is
He's
Stony
just
impression.
muttering to himself. I'm not gonna really get into it. So, what did Pieta get?
Oh, 12.
12. Pieta, you have grown tired of staring into the sun as it's setting directly in front of you. You've had enough. It's been a long day.
That's true.
And so you're concerning yourselves more in looking left and right and letting the horse do its job and just plow forward.
Mhm.
However, Grim, in your head, Sonny, Grim says, "Something up ahead. Fire?"
Can you be more specific, Graham?
That's all he says. Fern, I'll get through this description and then I'll let you chime in. Fern, you see dust up ahead and smoke curling up out of the grass.
Mm.
Rip. Are you riding a horse? Or are you riding on someone else's horse? Or are you a horse?
No, I don't think I'm an elk because we're moving too long. I would have fallen out of it at some point. But
Right.
yeah, if I'm on a horse, it's probably not a full size horse. It's probably a pony because I'm not very
Okay.
big. I feel like a full size horse is probably too much for me.
Okay. And is your weasel ranging out ahead of you or?
Honestly, I probably, given the distance that we have to cover, he's probably on me, actually.
Okay. So tell me why. What about your perception made it so perfect?
Well, so we're out doing some rounds, keeping an eye on things, and this is something that Rip has a lot of experience with the druids. Very familiar with taking circuitous routes over and over and over again and seeing the same bush over and over and over again. But I'll notice when something's different. I
Well,
might smell it first, I might hear it first, I might notice other things related to it before I see what it
perfect.
is.
Yeah. So you're not traveling through the same circuitous route. You're actually covering land that you may
Oh,
never
yeah.
have been across. And
Yeah.
so you're actually very interested. You're noticing the plants. You're noticing the tiny invertebrates that are flying by and crawling around. You're really paying attention and what you catch on the breeze. First, the smell of smoke. You look up and see smoke curling into the air, and you hear the faintest clanking sound. Which means to you that there are probably people up ahead.
I'll get who, because you said we're pretty spread out from each other, right?
Yeah, like, I don't know, 100 yards or so.
Okay. That's too far.
You're within
Um,
shouting distance, basically.
that's true. I just don't want to call a lot of attention to us, but that's too far for me to whisper in someone's ear from far away. Um,
Where would you be ranging? The farthest north or the farthest south or somewhere in between?
we're moving west,
Mm-hmm.
right, towards Amon.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would probably be ranging further south along our route because that is, I know there's more heavy forest that way, right? There's like further north
You've
it's mountains.
Well, you've passed the forested area. You've left your home area. You're
Gotcha.
traveling across just prairie right now.
Oh, okay. Um, yeah, I feel like I would be equally likely to be on either side. If we're on prairie moving towards Iman, I'm actually probably more likely on the north side since that's the mountain side and it would have the most for me to see as far as like
Okay.
foliage and critters and stuff.
Well, the mountains you can see in the
They're
very,
like,
very far distance,
yeah,
like a gray smudge on the far horizon.
yeah.
So, what do you do? And this goes for everyone. Mel, you can answer now.
How I know you said we were keeping our distance from each other, but how many feet would that actually entail?
You can make it however far you'd like. I was thinking about 100 yards, so y'all could really spread it out, but
And
it could be closer.
who don't understand yards to feet, how many?
300 feet.
Cool. All right. And
Yeah,
that.
I'll give. Go for it, Mel. What were you gonna do?
Oh no, go for it.
I was gonna give a whistle to try and get the attention of whoever's furthest up. What would it sound like? Yeah. So you know how in the movies they do like they call it's the bald eagle screech, but it's actually like a red-tailed hawk screech.
Mhm.
And they're really, really common.
Yep.
It would be that, but really loud. I don't think I could do it personally, but that
I'm not sure
is
the
what
mic
it
would
would
pick it
be.
up. Yeah,
No.
it's a very high
Probably
pitched
not. Yeah.
scream of like a hawk. Okay.
Yeah.
So you do that to the next person who's 300 feet away?
Yeah. I'm gonna probably do it pretty loud, about as loud as I can. I'm trying to get as many people ahead of me as well as behind me to look at me.
Okay.
So I can kind of give a signal to like round up to like everybody come back to a center point.
Okay.
How much smoke am I seeing? Like, is it so much smoke that I immediately think this might be a brush fire? That it's, or is it just like a small trickle that I'm seeing?
It looks like a thin stream of smoke just curling straight up.
Okay.
And when it gets high enough, it's blowing to the east toward you.
Okay. So I think Fern's first instinct is that there's a campfire ahead, which would make her think, okay, this is strange. So she's gonna start like she's gonna wave her hand in the air and start circling her horse a lot so that dust kind of kicks up and it kind of catches attention. And I think at the same time she's gonna hear that whistle and it's gonna confirm to her like, yes, something is going on. And she's gonna head in the direction of the whistle.
Okay.
Sunny is arguing with Graham, saying, "Just, can you not take a closer look? What? It just looks like smoke. What are you talking about?" And then she hears that whistle, and she's like, "Oh, okay, I'll go that way."
Okay. Does Pieta hear the whistle? I think you probably do because you're still fairly aware. So you hear Rip whistle.
Okay.
Stony, however, does not.
Oh
He's still in his head with a 3 perception check.
Pretty
no.
good.
Well,
um.
in our luck, he's probably at the back.
Yeah, he is. He's behind everyone.
He's trapped.
He'll get to us eventually.
I do notice it, and curious by it, I go towards the sound as well.
Okay. So you guys draw near. This was the established signal that Rip set ahead of you guys. So you know what it means when Rip whistles. So you guys draw closer together and kind of position yourself in Stoney's way so he'll stumble into you when he catches up.
Whenever Sunny gets within, I think Sunny's going to try to get within 30 feet of sorry, hold on. Rip. And as soon as she gets within 30 feet of Rip, she's going to look at them and make eye contact. And then in your mind, Rip, you hear, "Did you see smoke as well?"
Oh, that's you. That's crazy. Is that what you're doing with Fern? That's cool. Yeah, I saw the smoke. I actually heard some clanging. I think there's a campfire up there, but I wanted to get everybody together so we could figure out what we wanted to do.
Fern has no idea y'all are talking to each other, so she's just gonna post up. I think are there people ahead?
Yeah, oh yeah, that's sorry. Yeah, that's what I was telling That's what I was telling Sunny. Sunny, you should learn how to conference call and get like a bunch of us together.
That's a great idea. I will get right on that. In a couple levels, maybe.
Yeah, I think there might be a campfire. I heard some clanging. I think there's some people up there. I don't know how many, but if they've got cooking utensils, it's I mean probably a few. Um
And if they're making a fire, then they're not just passing by.
yeah, they don't I mean if we can hear them and see signs of them from here, I don't think they're particularly worried about people coming upon them.
They did say that there would be some refugee spots along the way, but I don't want to just assume that that's what this is and lead everyone into a trap.
Yeah, that's a good point. I could probably I mean, I could get out there as like it's a really long way for a spider to walk, but I could go as like a ringtail cat. I could go as like a little woodland critter. What would they don't think much of me.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea.
Do
Can
some
you fly?
recon. No.
Oh.
Some of the other druids who had been doing it for longer could fly. I don't know how to do that yet.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm not disappointed. The fact that you can change into anything is amazing. I can't change into, you know, another set of clothes. And she just
Yeah.
kind of like shrugs.
Grim looks at you and says, I can fucking fly.
You remember Grim can fly?
That's right, Grim can fly.
Do you? Oh my goodness. Hey, Grim, would you be okay if Rip turned into a spider and then you flew them up there? Well, you were invisible. You don't have to show yourself. I get it. I wouldn't want to either if I were you. But
Spider up, lady.
All right, cool. And I will, yeah, I'll go ahead and wild shape into a garden spider. And I'll leave, I guess I'll leave all my stuff behind, my cloak and everything. We're just doing some recon, that's fine.
Grim
Um,
kind of elbows Pieta. Grim
Oh,
can
yeah.
Grim can fly?
I don't know. I guess he has wings, right? Like it makes sense.
You guys see Sunny's hand just suddenly come into view. Like, boom. Suddenly her hand is there and Grim's gone.
I like start with
And and Rip, you feel yourself whoosh, taken, ripped off your horse's back and just shooting up into the air.
I grab the horse's what's it called?
Reins?
Rings?
Rip, in your mind, you hear Sunny's voice. Don't worry, I'm still with you.
That does
So-
make me feel better, actually.
I'm not sure how well spiders can hear, but you hear the beating of wings, but very soft. You are just suspended. You feel you're being held. Can't really tell what's holding you. You're just a
What's
spider
holding
adrift
you?
in the air. If you look down at your own hands and stuff, you can't see them. Your arms.
You're
Whoa.
floating on your cobweb.
Yeah. You've heard of a flying carpet, but have you heard of a flying cobweb?
So you go forward. Sunny is there as well, mentally. And Rip, you are shooting forward about 60 feet a turn, so you're moving quickly.
Yeah.
You're
Gotta stop
dipping
writing
and
stuff.
rising. You're dipping and rising as the wind changes and you pass through the smoke that's coming your way. You get a good smell of it. It smells like wood. And then you dip down and you start dropping really fast. Your tiny stomach comes into your throat as it's like dropping down, and spider perception is not great. But
Yeah.
you are in there,
Yeah.
and what
My
you
perception
see
is pretty good.
is it looks like a group of people have stomped down the grasses into a camp. And as you zip closer, they seem like soldiers.
Okay.
Roll an investigation check just to see how well you can tell who they are, or if at all. You can also roll one for Grim.
Mine is just a crit in the opposite direction. It's a nat 1 for a
Oh,
3.
your eyes are watering. It's like the wind is drying them out and making them burn at the same time.
I gotta stop writing things. Everything
Grim-
goes too fast when I'm in spider form.
Mhm.
Grim rolled okay with a 14.
Okay.
Just okay.
So you are looking out of Grim's eyes, correct?
Mhm. Yes. And I am still telepathically connected to Rip.
Right. You see the colors of Iman. These soldiers look familiar. Iman soldiers, there are 8 of them, and they're setting up a camp. There are extra horses, and as you circle around camp invisibly, you see that there are dead soldiers draped across the extra horses, also
Ooh.
wearing Iman colors. Some of the soldiers are pulling the bodies off of the horses as you guys look.
I'm relaying this information mentally to Rip, since apparently they haven't noticed the dead bodies on the horses. And then also verbally to Payetta and Fern, and just be like, oh no, those ones aren't moving. They're on a horse, they're not moving. Just, they're either dead or no, they're dead.
Sunny, who's they?
Yeah.
Oh, I believe Iman soldiers. Which
Can you hear?
Yes.
Can you? Yeah. Can you hear in your body? Because I think your senses are.
Oh,
You can
good point. 'Cause
speak.
I'm using all my senses right now with
You
Grim.
can
So
speak out of your body,
yeah.
but you can't hear what anybody says back to you.
Okay, then nix that response to you, and it would just be like, oh yeah, they're not moving. 8 of them. Yep. These could be friendly. Well, the dead ones probably aren't friendly, and I just keep muttering.
Well,
Well, I was gonna ask more about what I saw. I don't see anything.
Well,
Uh,
you can make out that there are 8 live people
Yeah.
and a bunch of dead ones.
Okay.
Do you and Rip said, do you want to get closer or should we get the others?
Um, yeah. Do you think Grim would be quiet enough to like land us in a tree close enough where we can hear, but that they wouldn't be able to
No trees.
see us? Oh, no trees, right? Because prairie. God, I really want to hear what they're talking about.
It's like
Yeah,
dropping on one of their heads.
Well, that feels like a bad idea, but I do kind of want to be closer. Do they have tents set up?
No, they don't.
They don't. Oh, no tent set up. They just have horses and a campfire.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have bedrolls out?
They have. It looks like they're just showing up. They're
Oh,
just
okay.
starting. They're just unloading the dead bodies off the horses. They're just building their campfire. They haven't unpacked.
Okay. Yeah, let's circle a little lower and see if we can hear them. I don't want to drop right on top of them, but I do kind of want to hear what they're talking about. If they're
Oh.
talking about anything.
Okay, Grim, go with care.
Okay. Grim drops lower and lower. I'm going to need you to both roll a perception check to see if you can hear snatches of the words.
Grim got a 6.
Ooh.
Need a stealth check as well, since we're trying not to be heard or anything.
How low are you trying to get? Like, are you going to land?
I wouldn't say that low, but maybe 10 feet above their heads in order to try to hear
well,
what they're
then they
saying.
probably would hear something passing through. So yeah, go ahead and roll stealth.
Okay.
It'll
I got
leave you-
a 17 on perception. Jeez. And whatever that was, and a 16 on stealth.
Grim has a +5 to stealth, so a 17 on stealth.
Okay. So none of them notice you. Things you hear are, you can see that one of them is telling them what to do. He mentions keeping the smoke small. He mentions something about still being far, far from Iman. He mentions something about sharpening their weapons. Picketing the horses out on the edges of the flattened area, and arranging the bodies.
Has it been more than 3 minutes?
Yes.
Okay. Rip, you no longer have our mental connection with me.
Okay, cool. Cool. Hearing all of that, I'm going to. Can I, even though he's invisible, I can feel Grim underneath me or around me, right?
Holding you, yeah.
Holding me. Okay, cool. Whatever's holding me, I'm gonna give it some little spider pats, to try and communicate that I think we're good. I'm ready. I think we're ready to head back. Use my tiny spider voice. Let's go.
Okay. You can speak, right? In animal form?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you whisper to him, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So Grim turns around, flies back up to a certain altitude, and then zips back over there. And you see, and you feel yourself free falling over your horse. Boop. And you guys see Sonny's hand. Just there's Grim again.
I'm not gonna get used to that.
Hug him.
I'm gonna stay as a spider for the time being, but I will relay what I heard. They're talking about keeping the smoke from the fire, not very noticeable. So either they don't want us to see them, or they don't want something to see them or know that they're there.
Does
There
it
was
sound like they're
yeah, it's really high pitched. Yeah, they really want they're talking about how far they are from Iman. It was mostly living, what was it, 8 live soldiers and how many? 4 dead ones?
Whew,
You didn't count the dead ones.
just dead.
Oh,
They were talking about needing to bury them, so we could go offer to help with that.
well, they may not take kindly to us either way.
I thought they were on our side.
That's
Aren't we with
true.
Iman? Or am I completely losing my
You
mental-
are.
Well, yeah.
yes?
Iman is, you are working for the Iman army right now.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Well, Do we? I mean, they did say to report anything that looks strange, and that was kind of strange.
So
It
we should at least
doesn't-
get their story.
It didn't look like this was a situation where perhaps they could have been overtaken and enemies could have put on Iman uniforms, correct?
What's entirely possible?
How exactly would you be able to tell that? Because
Well, I suppose if there was some kind of area where they've been hiding out nearby. Did you see any signs that there's been inhabiting in that area?
No, it looks like they just got there. They were just kind of setting up. Just starting to stake out horses, just starting to kind of unload their packs and start getting set up. But I mean I didn't hear anything that would confirm one way or the other that they were for sure Iman soldiers or were, in disguise as Iman soldiers. I didn't really get much either way.
if I get close enough, I can listen into their thoughts and see if they are. Why are you looking at me like that?
You can listen to people's thoughts, Sonny?
You
Well,
hear?
yeah, she's been talking to us in our head.
She's been talking to us. But can you hear what I'm thinking?
Do you? Yeah, I wouldn't. I feel like that would be rude.
Thank you.
Do you want me to try?
No,
Okay.
that's fine. That's
You can try with me. I trust you in my head.
I
What color am I thinking of?
Mhm.
I can actually try if you want, but I feel like I can only do it so many times.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, yeah, that's okay. Okay. We'll save it for the soldiers.
I I think you're probably a little more blessed in that department than I am, Sonny. Something tells me this is something related to mother's tutelage, perhaps.
Oh, more than just mother, the other one. But you're blessed in many other things, like being awesome and like knowing good stuff and having a cool knife.
Yeah, Fern, you know good stuff.
And I do have a good knife.
You do have a good knife.
I
That's
need
a
to
really
hear
good
that. Thank you.
Sony finally comes walking slowly up,
knife.
saying, exactly why are we stopping? Aren't we supposed to be looking at things and discovering?
Well, you'll be pleased to know that we have discovered something, which is why we're stopping, Stony.
Yeah, it took you long enough. Where you been, bloke?
He erases everything out of the air. Please, elucidate.
Uh, there's a bunch of soldiers. Well, they look like Iman soldiers up ahead, and I rode on Grim. Oh, I'm over here, by the way, and I wave my little spider arms. Um,
I see you.
Yeah, I wrote on Grim over there to get a good look, and I tried to listen in, but I didn't hear whether they were like for sure Iman soldiers, or maybe they just stole Iman soldier clothes. But they're up there, and they just got there, and they're setting up camp, and they have dead ones with them.
Did they have some warm food? It would be nice not to sleep on the cold, hard ground tonight.
I don't know. I
Well,
don't know
it
if
is
they have
our
anything.
army, is it not? Let us go visit them and report in.
Perhaps one of us should go back to the others and let them know what's ahead while the rest of us go to greet them. Actually, let's not. Just kidding. Never mind.
What makes you change your mind so quickly?
It's just there was a vision in my mind of a really unhappy face. And I thought, Maybe that wouldn't be a good idea. And probably best for all of us to stick together anyway, so.
I quite agree. Now, shall we go find a warm campfire and some food?
So we're not gonna report on the smoke that we saw and the bodies, or
How far are we from the reporting body? How far are we from whatever outpost we're reporting to?
You would
And
have
did they
to
give us
ride.
any?
You would have to ride back to the main road, which is to the south of you guys, and you're about, how long is 4 leagues? Something like 20 miles away.
Yeah.
And then you would have to find them somewhere along the road. So it's
Yeah.
not going to be that easy to report in. You could instantly start jogging that way.
Yeah. Well, do we have anything that shows that we are doing this job for Iman? Like a scroll or something that's like, you're hired to do this.
Um, sure. They would have given you maybe an armband or something with the Iman insignia, which they would give to scouts and stuff.
Yeah. Well, if they're pretending to, even if they are pretending to be Amon soldiers, I feel like it would be in their best interest to not attack us right away if we are showing Iman symbolage.
Yes.
Just to be clear, 3 leagues is 9 miles. 4 leagues is
Mhm.
12. So a league
Hmm.
is about 3 miles.
Not fast, but not fast enough.
Well, I think it is a good idea to go check it out first, and if it's nothing, then we don't have to worry anyone.
And if they're nice, we've made 8 new friends.
Exactly, Sunny.
Yeah.
That's a good
What's the
point,
worst?
Sunny.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen? I die again and I walk off.
Why did you say that? Why would you say that?
It's
I feel
okay.
it's always best to point out the very worst thing that could happen so that it won't.
Yes,
You
you
know?
do. You do think that way, don't you, Stony?
Yes, now let us move forward. And he gets his horse moving toward the smoke.
You know what? I'm gonna ride my horse as a spider. Can someone lead it?
I'll
Yeah,
hold
it's
on to
got
your
your
reins.
reins. Yep.
Why not? You know? Could
He
come
just
in handy.
I just turned to you. Why would you say that?
I don't know. I thought it'd be funny.
So as they make their way that direction, Fern is gonna kind of take off her band, and when they get close enough, she's gonna start waving it in the air so that before they're even like so close that they can see it on their arms, it's waving above them so they can catch it earlier.
Okay. So the grasses you're traveling through are about anywhere from 4 feet to 6 feet high. So I think Rip has a hard time seeing over the grass when she's on her horse, especially as spider form. But and maybe Sunny too, with the goat is a bit shorter. But the rest of you guys are seeing over the grass. Fern's waving her insignia, and you hear, "Halt! Who goes there?"
We're just a company from Amon, scouts, or not Amon, Gladewell. We're scouts for Gladewell as the town is relocating to Iman.
Come forward.
Then she
Weapons away.
trots up. I like imagining that Sunny's goat is eating the grass in front of her as she
Oh,
goes.
yeah.
For sure. I also like to imagine Sunny has very little control of this goat and kind of just goes at will.
Yeah, every time the goat sees like greenery that's not grass, it'll just run forward and start
Yeah.
eating it as fast as it can.
Mhm.
So you guys step forward. There's a couple guards there with spears, And you can see behind them, they have walked down and flattened a big round area in the grass. Their horses are in there, and there's a couple of soldiers are building a fairly good-sized fire as you're walking up. The commander that Rip and Sonny saw earlier walks up, and he says, "Riders in service of Iman, are you? Scouts. I see your
Yeah.
arm badges. Yes. Welcome. I am Field Captain Rothder, and we are Troop F of the Iman 31st.
Oh, I see you have dead people.
Oh,
Yes, we have lost some of our men yesterday in a skirmish.
A skirmish with who?
The soldiers of Kemal
Already.
attacked us. Yes, they caught us very unawares. We were scouting on our own, yes. Forgive me. Come on in. Make yourselves comfortable. Set up. We are going to stay here for the night, and you're welcome to join us at the fire and share our food. We'll be heading back to the main division tomorrow.
Thank you.
Y'all come on in.
Yeah. Food are they cooking for the night?
There's nothing actually cooking right now, but
Okay.
they said they were going to, so.
Eagerly await that.
Mm-hmm.
does Kemal? Do we have knowledge of Kemal, like, ha- like the residents having some type of characteristics that we would recognize, or are they just kind of like they would look like your average Joe?
They wear the colors. They wear the color brown on their insignia. I mean, you're not really sure what they would look like. You can do an insight check of Captain Rother if you'd like. Also, is Pieta wearing his mask, or is his
Uh,
face showing?
yeah. You know what? He's gonna wear his mask.
Oh, okay.
Unless that's a bad idea. He has it with him.
I'm asking you, is it on now as you're walking into this?
No, probably not. He probably wouldn't
Okay.
have it on.
So as you guys bring your horses into this large circle, you see one guy start laughing really loud and pointing. He's a really big guy. He's got blonde hair. He's human. He's got blonde hair. It's really big and buff. And he's pointing at Pieta. And you
God.
hear him say, "Well, well, well. If it isn't puny Pieta, what brings your soft ass out to the reaches?" And this big burly soldier strides up to you, and you recognize
Immediately.
from the Slayer's take, you
Oh.
recognize this guy who they called Flash.
Oh no. Oh, why out of all the time? Oh, hey, Flash. What are you doing here, buddy? Pal?
I'm an Iman soldier. What does it look like, jackass? What are you doing here?
Ooh.
I'm a scout for Gladewell. Fuck.
I don't like this guy.
Yeah. I'm a scout for Gladewell. I'm
They must have been really
scouting.
desperate. Oh my goodness.
About as
Um,
desperate as the people who picked you to be in their ranks.
Yeah.
Who's this one?
Oh, let me introduce you. This is Fern. This is Silver.
Fern Silver. As he starts walking up to you, Fern, the captain says, Flash, get back to work. And he smiles really big at the captain, his bright smile, and he winks at Fern and looks at Pieta and says, We'll talk in a few minutes.
Wait, before he walks away, because he's right in front of Pieta.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Oh, I want to scare this guy so bad, but I don't want to get shot. I want to like pop back to my regular form and like at him from my horse, but I also don't want to like scare the rest of these soldiers.
Roll. What would you roll? An intimidation.
Intimidation check.
If
Yep.
she wants to do that.
I'm popping back up to full human form from spider form, who he did not know was there.
Okay. I don't know
Is he
what
trying
else
to-
to roll. There's
trying
no
to
such thing as a surprise check. So
You could just do it right underneath him and break his
Kinda-
nose.
That would be funny.
That'd be funny.
All right. You know what? Let's see. This will be the intimidation dice today.
okay.
Okay, well, it's a 12.
So he jumps back, whoa, and lashes out a foot, trying to kick you.
On a horse. Fool.
But he misses. He's like,
On a
whoa,
horse, idiot.
careful. God damn, you are stupid. Yeah, Pieta, you and your idiot friend.
Oh, did that scare you, Flash?
He turns
I thought you were
around and
braver
walks
than that.
away.
Hey, Rip's not an idiot, you meanie head.
I'm just
He's
sitting
walking
there.
away, just kind of shaking his head and smiling.
Yeah, that's right. Walk away.
Oh
Fern
my
is just
god.
kind of stroking Sunny's back.
To
Can I get one of
them.
those? Can I get one of those too? Oh, I just a whole bunch of memories came flooding back. I don't even know what happened to me.
Do we
My
need to be
wits.
concerned about him?
I don't know. I mean, maybe I. He wasn't. I guess he wasn't really like that well at the Slayer's take, but he just really picked on me a lot. I hate that guy.
We'll talk more about him later.
Yeah. Okay. Everything okay?
Yeah, I just aren't they waiting for us to sit down at the
Oh.
Not
Oh.
particularly. They've just welcomed you in and just figure you
okay.
can
Well, never
set
mind
up
then.
yourselves.
Never mind. What was his reputation then, Pieta?
Well, he was popular, but like not. Okay, I hated him, but everyone else thought he was cool, I guess, sometimes. But he sucks. So, anyways,
He seems like it. He seems
yeah.
like he sucks.
Did he
Yeah.
bully you?
What? Did he? Yeah.
I'm
Okay,
sorry,
but I was
Pieta.
smaller back then, and now I'm less small,
No,
and
you
so
should
now.
challenge him to a fight tonight.
I mean, okay, I don't know. I
Prove
mean,
how much you've learned.
yeah, maybe if the occasion. But no, we don't want to make them enemies of Iman, so I probably shouldn't do that.
That's okay. We
Yes.
could just poison him in the night if you'd prefer.
No, absolutely not. Nope, Sunny.
No?
Nope.
Oh,
We're not
no.
poisoning any of our friends, okay?
Well, he's
Definitely.
not a friend. He bullied Pieta.
But
We do have
in
those poison vials, Sonny. Maybe we can get together.
No,
No, we should not.
she's taking both of them and pushing them far apart from each other.
Pieta, in your mind, as Sunny makes eye contact with you, you hear, we'll talk about the poison later.
He goes like, and then he goes, yes, I shall be going now. Yes, I shall be going now. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna go.
Um,
So you guys are settling in, I'm guessing?
Probably.
yes.
To
Okay.
the fire and
I
Yes.
think
Use
Fern
their
has
food
kind
and
of moseyed over to the guy that they were talking to when they first came in.
The
And
command.
yeah, the field.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Field Commander, Field Captain Rothder.
yes, the field captain in the field of Company F for field.
hmm
Yes. Um, they were. Uh, she's gonna mosey on over to him and see if she can get a little more information about if the actual like city of Iman is being attacked or if this was something that happened on the outskirts of Iman.
Say that again. If what happened there?
So she wants to know if like the city proper of Iman was attacked by Kemal
Oh
or
no,
if
no,
this
no.
was like a
We
skirmish
are
that happened.
we are 100+ miles from Iman right now. This
Okay.
was just out in the plains.
Okay, perfect. Great. Then she's going to ask if they expected that to happen.
Oh, no, they caught us by surprise. I'm going to get in big trouble for this. I know it. I'd rather not go into too much detail. I'm going to have to relate the whole thing
Why
back to
would
our
you get
commander.
in trouble for being attacked?
Well, someone always pays the price.
But if you hadn't been told that Kemal was a threat, then of course you would have been taken by surprise.
We've lost quite a few men. Quite a few. It's not good. And maybe you're right. Maybe they won't. Maybe they won't say a thing about it. Maybe they'll be just fine losing 6 of their men.
No, I don't
6 of
think
my
they'll
men.
be fine losing them, but you may not be blamed for not knowing.
Hmm.
How were you attacked?
We came down into a draw, and they'd been waiting for us and shot us with arrows. And before we knew it, several men were down, and then they were jumping out of the trees.
Hmm.
You might be happy to know that we finished them. There are none left.
Good. Did any of them carry any symbols on them that were not just symbolic of Kemal?
Not that I noticed. Not that anyone reported to me.
Okay. I was just curious, you know, what if there were other intentions for attacking. I am a scout, gotta be thorough.
Yes. Well, I don't. All I can say is be aware. They're out there, and they are hunting us. It's time to hunt them first. If that is, I'm not sure I'm saying that correctly, but we're not going to be caught by surprise again.
No, we will not.
Have you seen anything suspect? Have you seen any other riders out? Have you seen anything dangerous?
No, you are the first, well, unexpected thing that we've come across.
Well, perhaps not entirely unwelcome. I see he points over toward the campfire. 3 other guys are starting to set up cook pots. Uh, Perhaps we can provide you a nice, pleasant meal this evening.
That would be very kind.
Yes, we got a couple of deer half a day ago, and we'll be stewing them up.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm sure that my friends would be honored to stay and eat.
Well, you're welcome. Now, unless you have anything else to report or any specific questions, I'll go tend to the camp.
Yes, that's fine. Thank you.
So he nods to you and snaps in the other direction and walks off.
She's gonna go back over and kind of huff down and sit by the fire.
Okay. The people tending the fire, there's 2 of them. They're still working at the fire. There's 3 others setting up the cook pots and bringing stuff over and tossing stuff in. It seems like a very regular, quiet, like settling down. There are 2 of them, 3 of them on guard, including the captain, and they're just kind of walking the perimeter.
The ones tending the pot, I'd like to walk over and are they like pulling stuff from a bag to like spices and what, throwing that in there?
Yeah, they're bringing stuff out of bags.
Okay. I walk over and I look up at one of them and be like, so, what do you make of this whole situation? What have you been told? And then I'll bend down and scrounge up for some spices in a bag and just start dumping it in.
Are you going to try to do it secretly? Give me a
Oh.
sleight of hand. Oh, you're just gonna. Whoa,
Oh.
whoa, hold. This is my stew. What are you putting in there?
I was just helping while I made conversation.
Do you mind if I just do it my way? I'm not sure what you have in that bag.
Oh, I look down at a bottle. It's just, cinnamon goes in everything.
Oh no. I think you can rest yourself, and I shall prepare the stew. Can I borrow the cinnamon and perhaps give it to you when we're finished? Just let me hold on to it. I promise
Okay.
I'll use it as much as I think I need to.
Which is about all of it, right?
Thank you. He takes the little sack and puts it in his pocket.
So why'd you decide to be a soldier for Iman?
Oh, he stops again and looks at you like, why am I a soldier? My grandfather was a soldier, and my father was a soldier, and I followed their footsteps. As you can see, Iman is a pretty good employer.
Okay.
Soldiering for Iman is pretty good.
Interesting. And what are your feelings towards Kemal?
Well, they're the other empire, and they're the bad guys. I don't like them
Why?
because I was ordered to kill them on sight.
I see. And what's Flash's deepest darkest fear?
Probably burning alive. It seems to be anyone's, or maybe being eaten by a crocodile.
Less great, but okay, I'll go with the first one. Thank you.
I mean, that's my. He's mumbling to himself as you walk away. I mean, that's my greatest fear. I have no idea what it is.
I'll go and sit over by Fern.
Okay. Anybody doing anything different or extra or in addition?
Avoiding Flash if he's in the vicinity.
He's one of the ones on guard, so he's just
Okay, cool.
walking the edge. Rip?
I'll offer to, once I finish taking notes on all the cool stuff I saw today, I'll offer to cycle in on a watch shift overnight if they'll let me.
All right, sure. They are happy to have other people on watch, although they are always going to have somebody standing
Sure.
and
Oh,
take
yeah.
a watch. And I rolled just a general perception slash investigation for Stony, and he rolled a 2. So it's not really paying attention to anything in particular. He's got CC in his hands, and he's doing some small adjustments. Okay, so dinner eventually, as dark fully falls, and you can see all of the stars, all the stars. The moons are not up at this point, early in the night, and the sky is just twinkling. It's like studded with diamonds. It's amazing. And the smell, the aroma of the food is really, really strong and pleasant and smells delicious. And you guys are hungry after a long day's ride. The 2 guys who are tending the fire are still tending the fire, bringing little sticks and dropping them in. Seem to be doing it just perfectly. And the soldier that Sonny was talking to last says, "All right, everyone, soup. The stew is ready. If you would like to bring your bowls, I'll ladle them in." And the other soldiers do. They bring their own bowl over, and he's serving it out.
Fern is gonna wait until the end. She
Okay.
feels like they should be fed first.
All right. And they are. They each take their bowl and spoons and walk off to eat.
He will walk up with her bowl and ask for an extra large portion so Grim can eat some too.
He looks, oh boy, do a persuasion.
Persuasion.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I got a nat 20.
Oh my gosh!
For a total of 23.
Grim is a
Wow.
celebrity.
I don't think he rolled really well, but he can't get that high. He's like, if you say so.
I do.
He fills your bowl up really high.
As I walk away, I just turn Grim's head so he's just still eye contact as I walk away.
This guy, like, oh my God.
And I say loudly as I take my first bite, could have used more cinnamon.
Oh no.
Oh, when he hears that, he pulls out the little pouch and tosses it back to you.
I tried to catch it even though I'm looking the other way. So I'm going to fumble it big time.
Well, it hits the ground. It's tied.
Yeah,
You don't lose your cinnamon. Anybody else? Is anybody not eating?
I'm definitely eating.
Stoney gets a bowl full.
Fern is gonna go last and get a bowl, but she's not gonna take very much. She doesn't
Okay.
really want to take much from them.
All right. Sounds good. So, the night is winding down. Are you guys, is there anything you would like to do as the soldiers start settling and, dinner's over? A couple of them roll out bedrolls.
How far away is the grass not packed down?
About 30 feet from the center. So the whole thing is about a 60-foot radius, and the horses are off right outside the edge, and they're stomping down even more grass and eating some. And
I think as everyone's getting ready to go to bed, Fern is going to go off to rest. She's only going to meditate for a couple hours, but she's going to basically sit cross-legged right in that first bit of grass that's not stumped down, and so that she's kind of enveloped by tall grass.
okay.
And once she does, I think she's also going to whistle a little, hoping, like just kind of haphazardly hoping that Nimbus might show up and find them.
Okay. Can I ask, Fern, what is your passive perception?
It is 14.
Is anyone's better than that?
Mine's also 14.
Okay.
That's a perception? No.
I
Okay.
can roll for my perception since I'm looking for Nimbus.
No, I was just looking for your passive. Sonny, I don't know what.
Honey's passive is 10.
Okay. And Rip?
12.
Okay. I'm looking for Stonies, but I don't see it.
Grimm's is 11, if that. So not good either.
Okay. Not that anything's gonna happen. I'm
Yeah.
just asking.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sure.
I will say that
9.
when I bed down, I'm gonna cast minor illusion to create a fake little fly to drone around Flash a bit while he's trying to sleep for like that minute that it lasts. And then when I
Okay.
get up to watch, I'll do it again, actually.
All right. You guys all hear, son of a bitch! Can't even see it, god damn it! What is this? You see him slap his own face a few times. Son of a bitch! And the
Yes,
other
I can't help
soldier's
but
like,
giggling.
shut up, Flash! Yeah.
Does Sunny notice that Rip is messing with Flash?
I don't know. Do you make it obvious, Rip?
If my friends make eye contact with me and I don't see anyone else looking at me, I will wink at you guys for real.
Okay. I'm going to look around.
You get a wink.
All right. I then look over to Flash and I
Oh no.
I minor illusion a crocodile on his chest for
Oh my god.
split second. Literally a split second. So he'll just see it and then it's gone.
Oh my god.
As he's swatting at this invisible fly, he goes, "Fuck," and jumps up out of his sheets and looks around and like, God, what's going on? And settles back down in his on top of
Turn
his
back to Rip and
sleeping
I
bag.
wink back.
You should see Pieta like giggling like like a little kid, kind of like what the heck? Like he just doesn't know what's going on, but he's just enjoying relishing the fact that something is happening with Flash.
I'm trying so hard not to just laugh so hard at what Sunny just did. I'm trying so hard just not to lose it because that was really good. That was pretty funny.
So who is gonna stay up to do a watch? Not Sunny.
Fern will.
Never Sunny. Fern,
Never.
but you're out of the main circle.
Mhm.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'll
Nope?
take a
Okay.
watch. Oh,
Are you going first?
I
I just want
I
to
could
know
just
who's
take-
staying up right now.
I'll go
Fern is.
whenever they tell me to go.
Okay,
so.
Fern is. All right. So you guys are all going to bed, I guess, going to sleep. And Fern is awake. She tells you that she'll take first watch. There are a couple other soldiers up. Fern, as you disappear out of the big circle and settle down, you still see 4 soldiers are moving about the camp, and the field captain is still up, sitting there, looking around.
Ooh,
Hey,
Hey,
he's here.
he's here.
Here.
You're
Funny
just in
stuff.
time for sleepy time.
Somebody text Brandy.
Oh.
I messed up everything.
It's okay.
That's okay.
We planned for it.
We're gonna pause, and I will text Brandy as you guys please catch him up with what's going on.
You've rolled terribly so far.
Yes, you have. You've been very
who rolled for me?
unobservant. Jack.
Jack, what the fuck? You're the dungeon master. This isn't fair.
You've been busy with your personal projects as we've been doing stuff.
Oh, yeah,
You're
nothing
doing a
has-
spot on impression.
Yeah.
A spot on impression, huh? I'm gonna have to look back through the VOD then.
It was far off, trust me.
Hmm.
Better impression than his Pieta impression.
Uh, so what's going on?
There's dead
So
people.
there's dead people.
You can't just
It
throw it
wasn't our fault.
There's
The
a
dead people are not
squadron
our
of
fault.
Iman soldiers that are camped out in this prairie with tall grass that they've stamped down. And a lot of them are dead because they are coming from a skirmish with Kumal where they were ambushed.
Okay. Okay.
And
Pretty sure they are who they say they are. One of the guys is Pieta's ex-bully.
yes,
And
from
we've
the
been
Oh,
messing.
of
We've
course.
been messing with him a little bit.
Named Flash.
Flash has made an
Flash.
appearance.
Flash is the Captain Hook of D&D. He is afraid of crocodiles and
And ticking clocks, probably.
So, John, just to allow you to understand, you've rolled several perception checks, several investigations, and several other rolls that I didn't share with them. And I don't think you got above a 6 on any of them. So it's
Okay.
good that you are back with your own dice.
With your own Yeah, well, welcome
Well,
back, bud.
I'll kind of try and like figure out what's going on. I'll be working on my inventions and slowly bring myself back to you guys.
It's
Exactly what we
nighttime
said.
and our passive perception was asked about.
Yeah.
Ah,
Stoney's passive perception is 9.
yeah.
So
Good thing I'm really
everyone
good at
is
that.
going to sleep except Fern is taking first watch. If you wanted to do something other than that, please let me know. Okay. I guess that's the way it is. So, Fern, you start meditating, right?
no, I'm
Or are
not
you taking
meditating while
watch?
I'm watching. Yeah.
So are you out of the circle or in the circle?
I'm just outside of the circle.
Okay. Taking watch. So you're
Yeah.
listening. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Okay. That's a 10. See, this is why I never roll online. I should have used my actual die.
Yep. You can hear soft, low speaking coming from some of the soldiers. You're slightly obscured from camp because you're not in the open circle right now. You can hear soft muttering. You can hear them moving things around. You can hear at least one of them starting to snore. You hear the captain's little camp chair creak as he gets up and walks away, kind of walks around. You hear these normal routine sounds of the camp winding down for the night. How long are you going to stay on watch? If the night is like 8 hours long, how many of those hours would you?
At least 4.
Wow.
Okay. So you're taking the first 4. All right. Sitting in your little circle of grass, masked to a degree from you can see the firelight flickering through the tall grasses. What do you have, like 5 feet of grass between you and the edge?
Yeah.
You can see the light of the fire, but you can't see anything else. You're just listening, mostly listening.
Mhm.
You might lie on your back for a few minutes and look at the sky. You might sit up. I would guess occasionally you stand and look over the tops of the grasses and then scooch back down.
I've got my hood over me so that I am all black
Yeah.
cloaked.
You're hard to see. Roll another perception check.
All right. Real die. Do me well. That's an 11.
A little better. Um, the voices in camp continue, and you hear more than one person snoring. Let me ask Sunny a question. Does Grim sleep?
Was trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
Because Grim is technically a familiar and
Mhm.
so therefore magical, so I don't think he needs to sleep. But I don't know how you feel about that as a DM, because also imps are a thing in themselves. I don't know. I was going back and forth, so I wasn't sure how you felt.
Yeah, so I'm looking it up. Do
Okay.
familiars need to sleep? I don't know. It says there's several different answers. Some of them are
Yep.
saying no, some are saying yes.
Yep.
Why
Leave it
don't
to the DM's
you
discretion.
let's do
Sorry.
this. Let's roll.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
see if Grim needs to sleep this night. I would say 1 to 10 means he sleeps when you sleep,
Okay.
and 11 to 20 means he's awake.
It is a 3, so we're sleeping buddies tonight.
Yep. So you curl up with your Grim,
Yeah.
and Grim is one of the snorers.
Very much. Yeah.
So you, Fern, you start to hear raised voices. It's still the same low voices, but they're in a rhythm now. They are muttering, and you can start to hear words that you can't understand. But the voices are louder and louder.
Mhm. That is immediately going to catch her attention because that sounds like a ritual of some kind, and there shouldn't be a ritual happening among the soldiers. And she's very alert for anyone who is, covertly worshiping someone they should not be. So, um, she's going to very silently try to kind of peek through her grass and see if she can see who is chanting.
Roll a perception check with advantage because you are only 30 feet away from whatever is happening.
It's a 23.
All right. You can see the two soldiers that have been tending the fire are standing there with their hands up on each side of the fire. You can see all the other soldiers are arrayed around the edges. None of them are laying in their bags.
Whoa.
You can
Nope.
see that they have dragged the dead bodies to different spots right around the fire, evenly spaced.
Nope.
And as you watch, they raise their hands.
No, there's no watching.
Okay.
There is no as she watches.
As you look at them, you see them raising their hands, and one of these dead bodies is raised up. It lifts off the ground.
What in the exorcism?
Roll
You
initiative.
know,
Ah,
Fern.
earlier when you
Just
were like,
Fern.
they have to arrange the bodies,
just for
I was like, what do you mean arrange the bodies? And then I was like, they probably just mean get them off of the horses. Don't worry about that. Stupid.
I saw your face
Oh.
go through all of those things too. And I also saw you say,
Yeah. I was like, there's no way what are they? Cultists?
Fern,
18.
what'd you roll? 18.
Wow.
One of these bodies rises up. The sparks from the fire are wreathing it, and it rises up right over the fire. The soldiers are not looking at you, but they are looking around just to make sure that nobody's interrupting this. What do you do?
Whoa.
So, uh, Fern is going. How many feet away are the ones at the fire?
They're about 30 feet from you because you were 5 feet outside the edge. So 30 to 35 feet.
So she is going to hightail it, run straight at the two that are by the fire, to run straight into one of them to bowl over, and she's hoping to bowl him over onto his companion and into the flames of the fire. And while she does this, she is going to do the whistle that our
Screaming
company
hawk?
is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Let me tell you what you notice as you sprint toward him.
Oh God.
Around the fire, connecting the bodies, they have scraped symbols in the dirt, in the grass and dirt. They've cleared it out. These symbols are glowing. And as you rush toward them, you see that this thing is happening. It looks like black smoke is crawling across the ground and funneling up toward this body. And as you are attacking this guy, ready to slam into him, you see it's not black smoke pouring in off all the edges. It's
Oh.
millions of tiny
No.
spiders.
I hate it.
No.
And they're jumping over the fire and crawling up this thing, this dead body.
Oh my god.
And as you get to the man with the 23, 25, whatever you rolled, the dead person's eyes open. Roll your attack.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Okay. Let's see here. I guess this is would this just be an unarmed?
It depends on what you're doing. If you're if you're swinging your knife or something, use that. If you're just plowing into it, you could do
No, I'm gonna have my dagger out because I want to have the dagger just go straight into their
okay.
their
Sure.
chest as I'm going. So we'll do that, and that is gonna be an 18 to hit.
An 18 hits this guy.
Thank goodness.
Hmm.
All right.
He
If not, we're in
staggers
real trouble.
off his mark. He stumbles backward with the knife in his chest. Are you letting go of the knife, or are you pulling it back out?
Oh, I'm pulling it back out.
All right.
There's work to do.
He stumbles off of where he was, and he says as he goes down, "It's too late."
For you.
The other, let's see, roll. Let's see how well your whistle is going to wake people up. Roll a d20.
Me or them?
Yeah, you for
Okay.
your whistle, your hawk scream whistle.
All right. Don't fail me now. Oh, yes, 19.
19.
Wow.
Every one of you hears this whistle. So you are all prone. You are all in the middle of whatever dreams you're having. But I would like you to roll initiative.
Ooh, dear.
My dreams.
I'm currently rolling initiative, so sorry for this dead space, everyone who's watching, waiting to see what will happen. I was rolling initiative for several things.
I got a 17.
You got a 17. All right. Anyone get a anything else above 15? How about okay, Rip? 16. Sorry about your mic. How about anyone from 10 to 15? No? How
I got
about
a
from
10.
Yes, I'll take it.
Hey.
And I
Yay!
definitely did not have my mic off because I definitely didn't have my mic off because I was listening to whale.
Spit it
You
out,
guys
Becca.
hear it.
The hawk! You're listening to the hawk!
Okay, Pieta, what did your initiative roll?
I rolled a
Oh,
17.
you already got you. And Sunny.
And you got a 5.
And does your familiar go right after you or part of your turn?
Believe he goes right after me. I will know for
No,
sure
I like
by my
that.
turn. Okay.
I like all the familiars to go on the
Mhm.
same turn. So let's try to keep it that way. All right. Shoot, I keep forgetting what I rolled for the dead creature. Oh, very, very low.
Yay. I think.
Okay.
You just so there the spiders were just crawling all up into the dead body and then the thing opened its
Ooh.
eyes.
Yucky! I love it.
Hate it. I hate it.
The spiders were jumping over the fire onto the dead body that was rising above the fire, and some of them
Oh
were
my
catching
God.
on fire. They looked like sparks and black stuff just pouring up onto this body.
I wish I was awake for that.
Well, you
Or
can
too
see
high.
it. It's still going on as
Yeah,
you
it did
walk away.
stop, unfortunately. Did was I
One of the
successful?
soldiers. Wait, go ahead. Say that
Was I
again.
successful in getting him to fall into the fire?
No, he fell the other way. I did roll a dex save for him, and he managed
Darn.
to fall the correct way to save his life. But he is stabbed. Did you roll damage on that stab?
Yes, that was a 3 plus 3 is 6.
Ooh, it's a healthy stab. All right. Pieta, you are on your back. You hear the whistle. You look up and you see this crazy shit going on. You see Fern fling herself into one of these soldiers with his arms raised.
What the fuck? I like quickly try to wake myself up and assess the situation, stumble across things, and I'm like fuck. I look up and it's nighttime, and I do have dark vision, but my mask helps me in focus that vision more. So I quickly put that on.
Okay, interact with the object. There we go.
All right, and then he will go. I think he has grab his bag where his dagger is and make his way towards Fern's general direction.
Okay. And doing anything or
I
just
guess
going over there?
I'm just gonna go over there because I don't know exactly what's going on right now. I will ready a dodge, I guess, if I need to.
Okay. So Pieta runs over to the fire. You see these spiders just swarming on this thing that just opened its eyes.
My
Now,
God,
Rip,
I have a question for you.
you may ask it.
Since these depending on how freshly raised these corpses are, if I can close the dense distance, could I cast Gentle Repose on one of them?
Only one is currently moving. The others are
Okay.
still lying on the ground. But yes,
Ooh,
you could.
okay.
You could.
Yeah, I would like to cast Gentle Repose on one that is not up yet, because I think that's technically the only one that I can. I don't think you can cast Gentle Repose on something that's already undead. But it will prevent it from becoming undead. That's like the
Okay,
whole point.
Sure.
I'm trying to stop whatever ritual is happening here.
So you're casting Gentle Repose on one of the dead bodies.
Yes.
Okay.
Slide in with my copper pieces, slam the copper pieces on its eyes,
Okay.
and mutter something. And look around to see if anything stopped lighting up.
The soldiers are beginning to move forward. The ones on the edge. 1, 2, 3 of them are charging toward Fern. They were 30 feet away, so they're going to just try to grab and grapple. Does a 15 hit, Fern?
Is it a hit or is it an opposed strength check for a grapple?
They have to hit first, and then
Oh, okay,
they
okay.
have to do the opposed check.
My AC is just a 14.
So the first one grabs you. Roll a strength and athletics, I mean.
Okay.
Beat a 15.
Athletics. It did, because I rolled a 15 and that's a +2. So it's a
So
17.
the first one grabs you, you spin out of his grip. The second one goes to grab you, another 15.
Wow.
See if you can beat this one.
All right.
Oh, wait,
Nope.
I didn't roll the athletics. That was just to hit you. Oh, this one only rolled a 9, beat a 9.
Oh, good, because I rolled a 12.
Okay, you duck down out of his, and the third goes to grab you. That's a hit. Beat a 15 again.
All right, come on, die. Nope. That did not. Nope.
So
That's a
you
5.
spin out of the first one, duck down on the second one. The third one just tackles you and brings you to the ground and is on top of you, holding you down.
She's making as much noise as possible because she hasn't had time to assess if anyone has woken up. So she's just
Right.
like like yelling.
Stony, you are sound asleep. The scream, the whistle wakes you. You're on your back.
Oh shit! He stands up. Cece, attack mode.
Oh yeah, do it to us.
Wait, hang on. I gotta find the right one.
Leyline servos engaged. Target acquired.
Oh yeah.
right.
And then he will also cast his own magic missile at the ones accosting Fern.
Okay.
How many of them are surrounding Fern again?
3.
3? Oh, okay.
Mhm.
All right, well, let's focus down one first.
Preferably the one that has me grappled.
I'm not able to change my pending dodge to something else, right?
Nope. Not
And then I
until
don't.
your turn again.
And then if I wouldn't have made an action, would I have been able to do something? Just curious for future reference.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
If you
because
wouldn't
you
have made
didn't
an
really
action,
take an action. You just ran over there and then took dodge as an action.
All right.
Yeah.
First missile comes out. He again extends his fingers out in the shape of this weird triangle, and they all form into a little energy ball, and they fire
Okay.
out. The first one does 4 damage. The second
Boom.
one does 3 damage.
Are you targeting all the same person or all three of them?
Well, I'm seeing which one goes down, takes it down, but it's all going into the one that's grappling Fern.
The
at
one that
moment.
has Fern. Okay, so the first one was how much?
4.
4. Okay.
Second one is 3.
Okay.
And then the last one is another 3.
And that is just enough to smash him off Fern and drop him to the ground senseless.
Yes.
Boom, 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 as these missiles.
And
Uh,
then
I told you
Cece,
it was too late.
and then Cece also gets an opportunity, but unfortunately, needs it's a spell attack, so it's not a guaranteed hit.
Okay.
So let me read this real quick here.
And who is CC shooting at?
Another one of the ones that is close to Fern.
Okay.
Will a 9 hit?
It will not.
Okay. I didn't give Cece enough time to properly warm up.
Correct.
So the shot
Rough
goes
start.
wide.
Yeah, so CC takes her best shot, apologizes profusely because you've taught her to be very polite. And it is a couple more soldiers. See Pieta running over there and see Stony shooting. So one of them goes for Pieta
Oh.
and does an 11 hit you, Pieta?
I don't think so. My AC is 15.
So no. He takes a swipe at you with a short sword, trying to hurt you. You just nimbly dodge out of the way, and the one going for Stony does a 12 hit Stony.
That will not hit Stony.
So Stony just... How does Stony avoid the hit, or does it hit his armor and just not hurt?
Yeah, he kind of glances it off with one of his wrist guards. Like he sees it coming and he sort of like braces for impact and he thrusts it down to the side.
All right, so he parries with his bracer. Okay. Sunny.
Yes. Sorry. Lost my camera. Still here.
Okay.
But I don't want to mess up the stream, so I think it still looks fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Sunny, a little sluggish to wake up. She doesn't like being woken up in the middle of the night. So has to do a big stretch before looking around, seeing what's up. And how far away is the nearest one to her?
The nearest what? Soldier?
The what? One of the spider things? I don't know what. Wait, did I miss that? I thought the spiders were crawling up the dead bodies, right?
Yes. Only one dead body.
Oh, okay.
Which has risen and is floating above the fire.
Oh, hate
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I hate that. I want to hit that. How
Okay.
far away is that?
That is about 20 feet from where you're lying on the ground.
Yeah, I just stand up and I'm like trying to squint my eyes to make sure it's clear and I'm still seeing it through my sleep haze. And then I have Grim help me aim at it and he's just going to cough up this like bolt of energy that just arcs through the air and tries to latch on to this dead body.
Wow.
Okay, roll to hit.
Can I have advantage since Grim is helping?
Sure.
And I'm casting Witch Bolt, so.
Oh, all right.
Well, that was a 6 and a 16, which is a 21 to hit.
That absolutely hits.
Lovely. So you just see this arch of green or red lightning just attach around this body and just like latch on around the torso. And it takes 3d12 damage. So
Wow.
that's 6 plus 6, 12. plus 10,
That's so much. Oh my
22.
god. What the hell?
22 lightning damage.
Wow,
And
22.
yeah. And the lightning is just emanating from Grimm's mouth in a constant streak of light as his beak is open.
Oh, that
So
is
you
terrifying.
are connected to this thing.
Yes. Yeah.
This thing was just kind of raised up and has opened its eyes, and now it rights itself and turns and stares right at you at this beam that's connecting it.
Didn't think about that part.
As long as it's got
It's
eyes, I'm gonna shoot it.
it's the creature's turn.
Oh no.
It lances an arm out, and one of the soldiers that was chanting right next to him, it grabs him by the throat and just rips his head off.
Oh my
gosh.
god. Why couldn't that be shot flash?
It lands on the ground outside of the fire. The spiders are still swarming over it, and it grabs the one that Fern stabbed in the chest and picks him up off the ground by the throat and just shakes him until his body's loose and flopping and drops it aside. Still, the whole time looking at Sunny.
Oh my gosh.
The last soldier goes. Who hasn't gone yet. And he says, "No!" and charges at Sunny, trying to stop you from doing your thing. Does a
Oh no.
14 hit Sunny?
Okay, so since I was sleeping, I am not in my armor. Therefore, my AC is only a 13.
Okay. Roll.
So it hits.
Yeah. Roll an athletics check
Okay.
to see if, or athletic saving throw to see if you can stay on your feet as he charges and tackles into you.
Well, I got a 11 on the dice for a total of 10.
So he lunges at you and places his foot wrong. It hits a lump or
Oh.
a rock or something, and he just face plants and slides up into your legs, and it kind of wobbles you a little bit, but he's prone at your feet right now trying to tackle you.
Gosh.
Oh.
Burn.
Oh, it's back at
Top
me.
of the round.
Ooh,
Two
okay.
soldiers are dead. Just killed by this thing.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's a good thing. Okay, so there's no soldiers left that are like with their hands up in the air at this fire, right?
No.
Are there still
Both of them that were doing that are now dead.
Are there still soldiers ringing around the whole area?
There are 3 of them that are right by you. Actually, sorry. 3 soldiers are down because Stony dropped one. There are still 5 soldiers. 2 of them are around you that tried to tackle you. A couple other are raid here and there. But you can't tell what they're doing. All of them are watching as well as trying to decide what's going to happen.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. I think Fern is going to she's going to run so the one that's resurrected, is it it's above the fire, which is what she's right beside, right?
It landed. It's now on the ground about 5 feet away from you.
Okay.
With this boiling light emanating from its chest, stretching right to Grimm's mouth. There's a line of light.
Okay. And it's in front of me or between me and the fire?
The way I'm picturing is the fire's just to the right of you, and this thing is right in front of you, looking at at Sunny, not at you.
All right. Then okay. Then Fern is going to try. Oh dear. She's gonna take her dagger and stick it in the flames to heat it up, and then try to stab this thing right in the back, like
Okay.
right at the nape of its neck. Um, and while she's moving, by the way, she's dragging her feet as much on the ground as possible because she's just kind of like chaotically trying to disrupt anything that's written on the ground. So,
Okay.
but okay, so we'll do a 5 plus 4 is 9, a 19 to hit.
That hits.
All right. Um, I don't remember for fire if you adding fire to a weapon. I don't remember how you would add that into your
To
attack
do
roll, but
extra
I'll do my
damage,
normal. Yeah.
just do your normal damage.
Okay.
I don't think you have time to heat up your knife in 6 seconds and then stab him.
That is, where is it? That's 5 damage.
5. Nice. Okay. Did you do sneak attack? Because there are
Well,
other
it's not
soldiers
paying
around.
attention to me. That's
That's
true.
true. I tell you what, if you're not moving, you can use that feature that
Right.
lets you stay
Yeah.
put
Yeah, that's
if
neat.
you're
That's
not
neat.
going to move out of its range.
No, I'm not moving. I'm staying right
Okay.
where I am.
All right.
Then I'm gonna do that.
Is it called steady aim or something like that? I can't remember.
It
You know what I'm
is.
talking about, though.
Yeah, it is. It's steady aim. It's right
Okay.
here. Steady aim.
So you just stand there, you grab your dagger with 2 hands and just thump right into the back of his neck with your sneak
Wow.
attack.
And that's gonna be 6 more damage.
Wow. Okay. All right. So, Pieta,
Hello.
you're standing right there. You ran up and did nothing. You dodged that one soldier. There are soldiers, like 1, 2, 3 soldiers around, and this crazy dead thing.
Yeah, so are there spiders all over its body, or is it
Yes.
just like a body now?
It
What's that?
running up and down its body.
Huh. Alright. I have. Ooh, is this a good idea? How close is the monster to Fern?
Right. She's right next to it.
I'm
Alright.
stabbing it currently.
Mhm.
Right. Gotcha. I'm not gonna throw fire onto it.
I mean, I'll take the hit.
No. The thing that's making the fire, is it's logs? Is it like the sticks
It sticks,
where
yeah. Hmm.
I can probably grab one? 'Cause I'm wanting to grab one of the burning sticks and shove it into and use it as a bludgeoning attack or like a stab.
Okay. Stab him with a stick. A burning
Yes, that
stick.
with
Go for
a
it.
burning stick. Yeah, I'm gonna do
Hmm.
it. So I'm like, I know what's going on, but I don't think I'm gonna attack the humans just yet. Yeah, he goes and grabs it, and let's see. I roll for the hit, right?
Yep. Roll to hit.
Bum, 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 bum. It's rolling on the thing, and it is I think that's a 13? Yeah,
13
13.
hits. That's its AC. 13
Nice.
hits.
I guess I'll roll for damage now.
Yep.
All right, that is just a 4.
Okay.
However, I will use my bonus action to do another hit. Another unarmed strike. Do I roll for it to hit again?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
You're punching or kicking or headbutting or biting or whatever you're doing that's unarmed. without weapons.
Kidding, I got a nat 1.
Oh,
All right. So
no.
you take a swipe at this thing, and you're. Are you kicking or punching or elbowing? What are you doing?
I was gonna do a flat hand to the
You
to
go
push
to
to push it away.
punch him in the chest, and your hand goes through it,
Oh,
and it
it's so
takes no
creepy.
damage.
Is my hand stuck there, or can I take it out?
Oh, you can pull it out.
Ah! He like freaks out for a sec.
At the end of Pieta's turn, you guys all hear in your head, "Who be thee?" Roll
be
a
thee?
charisma saving throw.
Hoo-hoo.
Oh,
Don't go well for me.
Is this some sort of charming effect?
It is not.
oh, thank God I'm really good at these.
14.
Yeah, me too.
14
I
is
rolled an
successful.
18.
18 is
11.
successful. 11
I
is a
also
fail.
got an 11. We're together,
11 is a
Stonies. We're
fail.
together.
Sonny?
Sunny got a 16. Does Grim need to roll one?
Ooh, yes.
Oh, no.
Shouldn't have asked.
Oh
Grim got a 13.
That's a fail.
Ah.
Oh boy.
Oh, no.
boy.
If you failed that roll, this creature now knows your name.
Ah, shit.
You
Whoa.
feel that energy, that knowledge transfer.
Don't like that.
No.
But
Okay.
we know it knows our name?
You know it.
Oh,
The others
man.
who passed, nothing happens. You don't know a thing.
What?
We didn't feel anything at all. Like, we don't know that anything was.
Nope. It
Okay.
just said, "Who be thee?" Rip, it's your turn.
Great. I hate it.
Well, we saw them react though, right?
Huh?
Did they react to? Did you guys react to the name being pulled out of you, the information being pulled out of you?
It's not their turn yet, really. It just, boom, it happened.
Oh, okay, I see.
But now it's your turn.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna shoot it.
Okay.
So let's see if I can shoot it. Not with that dice, wherever it went. No, I don't. That's a 12.
12 does not hit.
I'm
Anything
unsettled.
else?
You see a little shiver. No, it wasn't within 10 feet of me, was it? No, because I was at the other body.
Yeah, you were not that far, maybe 15 feet. You're close to it.
Okay. Not close enough for that.
Yeah. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Two of the soldiers that were next to you at the fire, Fern, get up and start sprinting away, sprinting straight toward the edge. This thing reaches out a hand to grab one as it takes off and misses. And it looks down at this pesky energy rippling out of it, snarls. Stony.
Can he see the thing that spoke into his head?
Yeah.
Okay, great, because he's gonna fire at that thing. He doesn't like that.
Yeah. I don't
Um,
blame you.
yeah, that's gonna be another magic missile.
All right. Boom, boom, boom.
All right, let's see here. That'll be 4, a 3, and another 4.
Wow.
So 11.
Nice.
And then he's going to point Cece and have her do an attack roll against that thing too. How's about a 23?
23 hits.
Go
Perfect.
CC.
That'll be 3 damage from CC.
Right?
So you kind of see the thing sort of wind up as it did on the road. It sort of like forms a little energy ball, and then you see it kind of like laser out.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Oh,
Kapow!
Boom, ba boom. Zzz. So as Stony as Stony is shooting his missiles, this thing is kind of not paying attention to it's being blown around, and it says, and you hear it in your head, "What be thy fate?" I need you to make a wisdom save, everyone.
Oh my god.
Everybody!
No.
oh no.
Good thing I'm really good at these.
Good thing we're really good at these.
I'm so good at
Oh.
these.
Oh, I almost got a
Fine.
net 20.
Sonny got a 21 on that.
Nice.
And Grim, it turns out, he has magic resistance, so has advantage on this, so he got a 19.
All right. Pieta.
I got a rock. I mean, I got a 10.
Okay, that's a fail. Rip.
I got a dirty 20. He can eat my fart.
Yeah. Stony.
Well, I got a dirty 1, so he can also eat my fart.
That's a fail.
There's obviously that path.
And
right?
Fern.
6.
Oh no.
Also a fail. If you
Wait.
failed, yes.
Oh. I was gonna say I have advantage against being charged, and magic can't put me to sleep. I don't know if that matters.
Nope.
Okay.
If you failed, you understand intrinsically in your heart and mind that this thing knows your purpose.
What? Can it tell
knows
it to me?
exactly what you're doing.
All right. Well, fine.
I
Not
don't even know what
much
I'm
like
doing.
I care. Not like I
Okay.
care. Fine, take it.
So,
I hope you know what I'm doing.
The two other soldiers who are going now disengage. One of them is the captain. He says, "Our job here is done. Flee, flee!" And they both sprint out into the grass.
you can't just make undead stuff and then run away. You can't just make undead stuff and then run away.
You have to shout, "She's a coward!"
Sunny.
Is there still a soldier at my feet?
There is.
Could I use interact with an object to unclasp my cloak and have it drop over the soldier's face so I can get a free disengage?
If you can succeed on a sleight of hand first.
Lovely, I'll take that. I have a +3 to sleight of hand, and that's a 10 on the dice, so 13?
13. Let's see if he can beat that with a dex save.
It's
He
above
cannot.
average.
You cover his face and disengage.
I just want to get away from him. I want to go closer, not to the thing where the energy is connected to, but just like far away from that soldier.
Okay.
And
But your
then,
beam is still connected, so you can still
Yes.
damage it.
as long as I stay within 60 feet, I will
Mhm.
be connected. And then I'm going to have Graham cough up another bolt of energy as it lassos around the creature again and automatically, as a bonus action, does another d12 damage
Whoa.
for a max damage of 12.
Wow.
Wow.
Nice.
Awesome.
Wicked.
And
Very nice.
then I'm going to use my action to cast Eldritch Blast and have Grim out of his eyes this time, because he's already coughing up this bolt of energy, just shoot this bolt of fiery ball of energy trying to hit this creature monster thing.
Angled ball of energy
Yeah.
shoots out at it. Roll to hit.
That is wicked.
14 on the dice for
That hits.
19. Okay,
Yep.
so that's another D10 plus 3, so that will be uh, 8 plus 3 is 11 force damage.
11. Holy moly.
Talk about a
Nice.
damage dealer.
This
Don't cross that.
thing reels back. Is the witch bolt still connected?
Yes, it stays connected for 1 minute or until it has cover or leaves my range of 60 feet.
My dagger's still in its back too.
Right.
And I hit it with fire. Just kidding.
Hang on, please. Okay. Who? I guess Fern is right next to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to. Fern is there, and Pieta is there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's going to reach out and try to grab both of you.
Wowies.
Fern,
Mm-hmm.
that is a 21 to hit.
Oh my gosh.
I need a con save.
That's a 19.
19. That's so good because you take 11 damage. It could have been double that.
Holy.
Goodness.
Yeah, okay. You take 11 damage, necrotic damage. You guys see Fern just jerk into a rictus of pain, and you see this black energy just crackle through her veins and get sucked into this creature.
Get sucked into the creature.
Yeah, it just pulls this black energy out of Fern into it.
Whoa.
Pieta, does a 20 hit you?
Yeah, that's a pretty high roll.
I need a Constitution saving throw.
All right. I'm really good at these. Come That is
A what?
Uh-oh.
12.
12.
Gulp.
You take 21
Oh.
necrotic
Oh.
damage.
Oh, that damage has been quite a bit.
Your hit point maximum is whatever you have right now. That
For
means
both
you
of us?
can't heal above that. Nope, just for him because he
Okay.
failed it.
Gotcha.
So, however many hit points you have left, you can't heal above that. That's your max now.
Yay.
It grits its teeth. The energy, what color energy is that witch bolt
It's red.
boiling into it? Red. You can see it's coming. You can see the witch bolt light is glowing out of its mouth, out of its eyes. The witch bolt is tearing this thing up. And it's not long for this world, but it grits its teeth and looks at you, Sonny,
Oh no.
and it says, and you failed that first one, right?
I failed the first one, passed the second.
Yeah. It says, Sonny, I will eat everything you love. And that is Fern's turn.
Ooh. All right. Fern, having just taken that jolt of energy, she's still got one hand on her dagger firmly and it's in the back of its neck. And she takes her other hand with her short sword. And as she thrusts it into its back, she's going to say, "This is not your domain, Lilith." And she's gonna try. Let's see.
Okay. When you say that, its head snaps around to look at you for the first time, even though it's got you in its hand. It fully focuses on you when you say loaf. Okay. Go ahead.
She
Roll
looks
your attack.
squarely in its eyes as she tries to attack it.
Great.
That is. Where's my short sword? 15?
15 hits.
Oh, thank
It
goodness.
feels like you're not. This thing is almost gone incorporeal. It's like a ghost. It feels like you're not stabbing into anything now. Like at first it was a regular body that you stab. Now your hand and your sword passes through it, but it still does damage. How much?
It is. And Pieta is still right beside me too, right?
Mm-hmm.
All
Oh, I'm
right.
grabbed, aren't I?
Yeah.
So
Whew.
she does 3, 7, 8, 9 damage.
9. Okay. And you're doing your offhand with the dagger?
Yeah, she'll take it out and do that as
Okay.
well. See here.
It seems like anybody here. I know Stoney's proficient in Arcana. Anyone else proficient in Arcana? No?
Oh, I
Stoney,
like
you can
1.
tell that as it sucks this energy into itself out of Pieta and Fern, it's healing itself.
Ah,
Nope. I'm
Oh.
taking it back.
All right.
I
What's
don't.
your other hit?
And
What's your
gods
other
below,
thing?
they're regenerating from you.
No, I refuse. I lost my D4 somehow that I just used. Here it is.
Did you roll to hit though?
Nope. Here we go.
Your D4 is trying to hide so that you'll
I know.
step on it later.
It's a 12, so that doesn't hit
12
right.
misses.
Okay.
Guys, I'm sorry we've run a little bit late, but if you don't mind, let's push on through this fight. Is that okay with everyone?
Mhm.
Yeah. What's the
Okay.
worst that
I'm
can
cool.
happen?
I'm having fun.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys are going on about. I've only been going at this for like an hour, so I don't know
Pieta.
why you guys are so tired.
We're not.
Oh no, my D20 fell.
Oh Lord.
I found
I
it.
lost the same one twice now. It can stay down there. It's dead to me.
Oh god. Do I try to disengage and use an action there? Or should I just run it home? Well, in for a penny, out for a pound. What's the worst that can happen? Just kidding.
That's exactly how you play D&D.
All right, let's
So
see.
you're attacking?
Yeah, I'm just gonna figure out how I'm gonna attack. Yeah, it still has me in its hands, right?
Correct.
What happened to the fire stick? Am I still holding that?
Sure, you can still have it.
Nice. I want to jam it down its throat.
Okay.
Do it.
Right into its face. Roll to
Yeah.
hit.
All right. Here we go. Where's that D20 there is? All right. Here we go. Yeah. That is a. That is a 2. 7.
Oh gosh.
However, I'm going to use my key points to use 2 unarmed strikes.
Okay.
Um, let's see
So
if
you
they
miss
hit.
with the stick.
I do miss with the stick. Let's see. The first unarmed strike hits or is a 16,
That hits.
and then it says 1d6. Let me
Mm-hmm.
get that real quick.
D6 plus your uh, modifier, which is probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 at this point. What's your dex?
Yeah, it's 3.
Okay.
Um,
So D6
so
plus
that
3.
that one is 4, 5, 6, 7. So that one is the first one's a
7.
7.
Great. Keep going.
All right. Second one to hit is 15.
That's a
Just
hit.
barely.
Roll your D6 plus 3.
Okay, dokie. Here we go. Oh, 5, 6, 8.
Wow.
I
All
know.
right. Describe for me, Pieta, what it looks like when you use a key point to kill a
Yeah.
monster.
There is kind of like a drop in a puddle, like that noise you hear,
Oop.
and then yeah, like whoop, and then you see like a light, kind of like an aura emanating from the hands, and so you see that aura covering the hands, and it like it's how do you say it? The energy transfers. At first, it looks like it's slow motion, but when it hits, it's like a big woof. So the energy transfers to the object that it's trying to that you're trying to hit.
Okay. So as you plunge your glowing hand into this thing's chest, just like a pond, it ripples out and fractures and falls away and is gone. And the hand is gone from your neck. This thing just wafts away like smoke from your glowing hand punch.
Is the soldier that has the cloak on it still there?
Yeah, I didn't give him his turn. I think he would have tried to get up and run away.
Because
He
I
would've.
want to try to detain him.
He's running away right now.
I mean,
You,
So,
you could catch up to him probably.
as
You're
soon as I
fast.
can, I would
okay, you can
dash
take your turn
dash again.
if nobody else wants to do anything. You're standing around this fairly large campfire that's not giving out much smoke, weirdly. There are 5 dead bodies now. This one has just dissolved. You know that something now knows your name and your purpose. And there's 3 or 4, let's see. There's like 5 soldiers fleeing into the grass.
Well, if Fern can, she's gonna
Go for it.
double dash to go after them.
You can catch up to them. Is anybody else? I guess, Fern, you don't even
you
have
can
time.
triple
You just
dash.
go.
Mm-hmm.
No, but as Fern runs away, I'm going to throw a healing word after her.
Okay.
Is
Alright.
my permanent HP still 3?
Yes.
2d4
Or is
plus 2.
all right? I'm gonna catch my breath and relax.
What did
Yeah.
you say, Becca?
It'll be 2d4 plus 2 for you.
All right. So then that is
I think Rip needs to roll that.
Yeah, Rip. You
it's
gotta roll
instant.
it.
Oh, yeah, I
You're
do
the
gotta
one
roll.
who's healing.
Fine. I will. Oh, God. Being attacked. Well, great news. It's going to be 9 points of damage returned to you.
There you go.
Almost
you.
as much as I could do.
You feel
Above
this
average.
surge of healing as you just sprint. You can follow the grass trail that this soldier's making, and you can hear as you catch up to him in a burst of speed. So we're going to just take turns here. You're going to catch him, so you can do something first.
I want to stick my foot out and trip him.
All right, roll an attack.
All right. Oh, that's well, I guess what would I add to it? Nothing.
It's just like if you're using a dagger, just plus whatever your normal attack is.
Oh, okay.
With proficiency.
So that would be a 12.
All right, 12 does not hit. He keeps running. No, actually, he's going to spin around and try to fight you off. So he spins, and as he's backsliding, as he stops, he's going to slam his back foot down and pull his sword and try to stab you in the gut.
Oh.
That is a 14 to hit.
That is my AC and meets it, beats it.
Ooh, boy. Okay.
Right roll.
Yeah. You take 7 points of damage as he just into your chest and gut.
I just gave her those.
Well,
I'm
it could have been 23, so you're good. No, I'm kidding.
all right. Okay. And then wait, that's wrong. I did the math wrong. Cool. I'm absolutely going to try to launch myself at him.
Okay. Are you using a weapon?
No, I'm gonna try to grapple him.
Oh, all right. See if you hit him first.
Okay. I did not hit him. It's a 9. Yeah, I do not hit him.
All right. Anything else?
I'm gonna run past, like a little bit past. So
Does that mean he's going to get an attack of opportunity? Or can you take disengage
no,
as a
because I can
bonus?
disengage as a bonus action.
All right. So you dance out of his way, but he comes after you again, and he's going to attack. That is a miss. Your turn. Leave me alone, bitch!
You should have left us alone.
Did I hear that?
I don't know. Are you chasing down?
No, but I would have gone to check the other bodies to see if they were
They're all
gonna.
dead.
They're not looking like they're gonna rise or
Nope, they're
nothing.
dead.
Great.
What you doing, Fern?
I've got my short sword out and I'm going for him.
Go for it.
Go for it.
That's a 14. Does that hit?
That hits.
Oh, thank goodness. All right. Then he's gonna take 6 plus 3, so 9 damage.
Woo! 9. That was a big hit. You caught him in his rib, right in the section where his plate or his armor stops, and you just slip it right in under his arm. He's pulling up, but he's not giving up. He's very badly hurt. He's going to swing at you again. I said, leave me alone. That is definitely a hit because it's a 19 on the die. 6 damage
All
as
right.
he slashes across your chest.
You hear her letting out, like, she's been really good about not making any noise up until this point, and
Mhm.
you hear her just kind of let out this really painful groan when that happens. And she's going to instinctively try to grab his arm as he is cutting into her and turn that into a grapple.
Okay. So roll to hit. See if you can grab him.
Oh, maybe 17.
Hits. Now we have to roll athletics.
All right.
You versus him. Oh, he did poorly.
I didn't do terribly,
Okay.
as long as he
He's-
did worse than a 13.
He did. He did. He's favoring the side where you stabbed him deep, and he tries to push you off, and you just managed to get an arm, a leg behind his ankle, and whoom, he goes down. You're on top of him with your knees on his chest.
She's going to, with her lips by his ear, say, "You don't get to leave that many people dead and then run away free." And she's going to do the call, the bird call, the whistle,
Okay. The whistle.
to try to get the others to come help and get this guy bound up so that we can question
Okay.
him.
Now he's grappled, but while we're waiting for them to run up. Now I'm guessing that you guys, at least a couple of you, are chasing.
Yeah,
I-
once I confirm that they're like dead and aren't gonna rise, I'll be heading that
And
way.
you hear that whistle. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sonny was
Stony is
He does not pull loose from your grapple.
That's what I thought.
And Stony, you're headed out there too?
yeah, he's sent Cece ahead to be a metabot.
Okay. You guys can arrive there about now as she's just got him pinned with her sword just like sticking in his throat, ready to drive it in if he budges.
Yeah, I'm gonna tie him up like a pig. His little feet and his legs
Okay.
in the air.
He is now bound and very badly damaged.
All right.
And it is now 9:33. So we will say that we can pick it up from here at the campfire with one trussed up soldier, 5 dead bodies, and all of you guys wide awake after this horrible thing happened.
Oh my goodness.
And that is going to be the end of our episode tonight, folks. Thanks for sticking in there with us. I know we ran very long. Thank you very much, Brandy, for hanging in there with us, or Scott, or whoever's with us now. This was a big one. This was an important one that I've been waiting to get to for a long time. Once again, we are Dicey Decisions RPG. You can find us here on Twitch or on YouTube after we load it on. So probably by next week, this and all of our past episodes will be on there.
And
also
shout
have
outs to
Yeah.
Polar Knights again for joining us. Thank you again.
Oh, thanks, Polar Knights.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, we've also got a Friday stream that is it's a 4-hour instead of our Monday is a 2-hour, but it's been a lot of fun, and it's multiplanar, so it's a long, involved campaign. Anyway, Dicey Decisions, we here are Zeros to Heroes, and we'll see you next time. Good night, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.